Well, friends, welcome back. So, last session we are discussing about this cost of debt and cost of equity. We are comparing, and what we have concluded that cost of equity is always more than the cost of debt. The reason, first of all, in case of cost of debt, there is a tax shield or tax benefit which effectively reduces the cost of debt. And second thing is that the expectation of the lender is always less. Why it is less? Because he is taking less risk. Risk associated with an equity investor is more. So therefore, equity shareholders' expectation is more. And what is the expectation of the investor? That becomes cost of the business. Therefore, because of these two reasons, cost of equity is more and cost of debt is less. So you need to remember this concept. Now, how to calculate? Let me share my screen with you right now. First, we will be learning about computation of cost of equity. Reasons you have already understood. Many of you might not have seen what is an equity share certificate. This is an example. A particular company's equity share. This is manually written. It's a private company. So when a person buys equity share, he gets a certificate like this. It shows that these many shares are allocated to this person. That means that person is an equity investor. If he's an equity investor, then his expectation is that there should be growth in the value of equity or he should get dividend. Okay, this is just an example I have showed you. There are certain features, or you can say certain aspects, which has impact on cost of equity. First, we need to learn these concepts. Understand this, then it will be easier for us to compute cost of equity. First of all, if it is an equity share, the dividend is not predetermined. Dividend କେତେ ଦିଆହବ ଆଗରୁ ଜଣା ନଥାଏ କାହିଁକି ଆଗରୁ ଜଣା ନଥାଏ କାରଣ ଡିଭିଡେଣ୍ଡ ଟା କେମିତି ଦିଆଯାଏ ପ୍ରଫିଟ ଅଧିକା ହେଲେ ଅଧିକା ଡିଭିଡେଣ୍ଡ ମିଳିବ ପ୍ରଫିଟ କମ ହେଲେ କମ ଡିଭିଡେଣ୍ଡ ମିଳିବ ସୋ ଆଗରୁ କହିହବନି କି ମୁଁ ତମକୁ 8% ଡିଭିଡେଣ୍ଡ ଦେବି or 12% ଡିଭିଡେଣ୍ଡ ଦେବି ଏଟା କହିହବ କିନ୍ତୁ ଡେପ୍ଟ ରେ ଯେତେବେଳେ ତମେ ଲୋନ ନଉଛ ତମେ ଜାଣିଛ କେତେ ଇଣ୍ଟରେଷ୍ଟ ଦବ କାରଣ ଲୋନ ସେତିକି ବେଳେ ତମର ଲୋନ ଟର୍ମ ରେ ଆଗ୍ରି ହେଇଛି କି ତମେ 10% ଦବ 12% ଦବ କିନ୍ତୁ ଇକ୍ୱିଟି ରେ କରିହବ so dividends are not predetermined. This is one important feature of equity. And there is no repayment of principal. Equity shareholder को पैसा फेरा जाए rare case रे केतल buyback ले अलग कथा नल equity shareholder is the owner को पैसा फेरा जाए there is no repayment but loan ने तो पैसा फेरेबल पड़िबो after end of the loan tenure. Then one more thing, dividend is not tax deductible. That means this means it's not a tax deductible expenditure. That means dividend is not an expenditure. Dividend कोई खर्चा नहीं है. ऐसा नहीं है कि आप dividend का amount you will claim as an expenditure for income tax purposes. So जैसे भी आप पहले से बोल रहा था कि dividend को हमें उठे खर्चा वाला धरिया नहीं. It's a distribution. It is a reward from. It is a reward to the investor. So tax deductible. That means tax purpose रे इटा खर्चा बोली धरा जीवन. Dividend payment is given less priority to interest payment. Less priority means it is given less preference. तामाने आगे interest दिया जाए सब interest is paid to the outsiders. After that, if money will be available, then dividend will be paid. Okay, so first interest payment, then dividend payment. So এই সব ফিচার को हमें জানিয়ে দরকার যদি পয়সা नहीं তাহলে আগে ইন্টারেস্ট পেমেন্ট হয়ে যাবে ডিভিডেন্ড পেমেন্ট তারপরে যদি পয়সা বড়িব তাহলে বুঝপারলা these are the features and all these features are having impact on cost of equity. Now cost of equity বুঝিବାକୁ ହେଲେ first ଗୋଟେ principle ବୁଝିବାକୁ ପଡିବ okay topic ଟା ଟିକେ technical then ଧ୍ୟାନ से ବୁଝିବାକୁ ଚେଷ୍ଟା এই কনসেপ্ট ହେଲା ଆମେ କହୁଛୁ ତାକୁ କଣ ডিভিডেন্ড ক্যাপিটালাইজেশন মডেল that means ডিভিডেন্ড বেস ରେ ଆମେ शेयर प्राइस टा डिसाइड करू সেই বেসিস রে আমি কস্ট অফ ক্যাপিটাল কস্ট অফ ইকুইটি ক্যালকুলেশন এটা দেখিও যদি অন স্ক্রিন হোয়াট ইজ রিটেন p0 is equal to d1 by 1 plus r plus d2 by 1 plus r square plus d3 by 1 plus r cube d4 by 1 plus r to the power 4 like this up to dn divided by 1 plus r to the power n. So a sabu add that is sigma 1 to n d time divided by 1 plus r to the power time, t for time, for a time period. We will be getting the price of equity shares. এটা একটা কনসেপ্ট আমাকে বুঝিବାକୁ পড়িବ ফার্স্ট অফ অল। ତା ମାନେ এটা ଏତେ କମ୍ପ୍ଲେକ୍ସ ଦେଖାଉଛି, ଟିକେ କମ୍ପ୍ଲେକ୍ସ ଦେଖାଉଛି କି ତ କଣ এটা ଗୋଟେ ଅଜୀବ ଫର୍ମୁଲା ଦେଖାଉଛି, ଟିକେ କମ୍ପ୍ଲେକ୍ସ ଦେଖାଉଛି। yes or no? Yes or no? So I believe that you are understanding it, even if it is a complex thing. It appears to be complex. ତା ମାନେ କହୁଛି ଏଟା ଫାର୍ଷ୍ଟ ଇୟର୍ସ ଡିଭିଡେଣ୍ଡ, ଏଟା ସେକେଣ୍ଡ ଇୟର୍ସ ଡିଭିଡେଣ୍ଡ, ଥାର୍ଡ ଇୟର୍ସ ଡିଭିଡେଣ୍ଡ, ଏମିତି ସବୁ ବିଭିନ୍ନ ଇୟର ଡିଭିଡେଣ୍ଡ ମିଳିବ ଫ୍ୟୁଚରରେ। ଏଇ ସବୁ ଡିଭିଡେଣ୍ଡ ର ପ୍ରେଜେଣ୍ଟ ଭ୍ୟାଲ୍ୟୁ କେତେ? ସପୋଜ ବର୍ଷେ ପରେ ତ ମିଳିବ 10 ଟଙ୍କା, ତାର ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ ଭ୍ୟାଲ୍ୟୁ ହେଇପାରେ 8 ଟଙ୍କା। 2 ବର୍ଷ ପରେ ତ ମିଳିବ ଆଉ 10 ଟଙ୍କା, ତାର ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ ଭ୍ୟାଲ୍ୟୁ ହେଇପାରେ 6 ଟଙ୍କା। So the present value of future dividend is the price of equity shares. A formula ta say the price of equity shares is determined by the dividends. So present value of dividend that is going to be received at the end of year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4 up to year n. If you add these values, you'll be getting the value of shares. So this is the concept, this is the principle we have to. Okay. ତା ମାନେ ଦେଖ, ସପୋଜ ଜଣେ ଲୋକ ଏଠି ଇନଭେଷ୍ଟ କରୁଛି ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ ଇକ୍ୱିଟି ସେୟାର୍ସ, ହି ଇଜ ପେଇଂ ଏ ପ୍ରାଇସ୍ କଲ୍ଡ ଆଜ୍ P0। କାହିଁକି ସେ ଦଉଛି? ସେଇଥିଲାଗି ଦଉଛି କି ନେକ୍ସଟ ଇୟର ସେ ଗୋଟେ ଡିଭିଡେଣ୍ଡ ପାଇବ, ଆଉ ନେକ୍ସଟ ଇୟର ଯଦି ବିକିଦବ ଆଉ କିଛି ପଇସା ହିଁ ପାଇବ। ଦ୍ୟାଟ ଇଜ କଲ୍ଡ P1। ଓକେ, ସୋ P0 ରେ କିଣିଲା, ସେ P1 ରେ ବିକିବ। ହିଜ ଏକ୍ସପେକ୍ଟେସନ ଇଜ ଦ୍ୟାଟ P1 ଟା ଟିକେ ଅଧିକା, ରାଇଟ? ସୋ P1 ରେ ସେ ଯେତେବେଳେ ବିକିବ, ଆଉ ଜଣେ ତ ପୁଣି କିଣିବ ତାଠୁ, ସିଏ P1 ରେ କିଣିଲା, जी P1 प्राइस से किनिला, से नेक्स्ट इयर्स डिविडेंड पाइबो, पुणी P2 रे बिकिबो प्राइस 2। ओके, जी P2 प्राइस रे किनिला, से पुणी एक्सपेक्ट करछि नेक्स्ट इयर्स डिविडेंड प्लस नेक्स्ट इयर्स प्राइस। ओके, त माने को, त माने देखो जो माने भी पैसा इन्वेस्ट करछ इक्विटी शेयर से माने डिविडेंड एक्सपेक्ट करछ प्लस प्राइस। Okay, so you can say P0 is equal to, then today's price is equal to dividend expectation plus price expectation. Or you can say P0 is equal to D1 plus P1. But what is P1? P1, you can P1 can be replaced with D2 plus P2. And P2 you can replace it with D3 plus P3. P3 can be replaced with D4 plus P4. एमिजे देखिवा, हमें देखिवा what is P0? P0 is equal to D1 plus D2 plus D3 plus D4 plus D5 up to Dn plus P at n point of time. Okay, so author expected. Let me author explain. So equity shares price or P0 is equal to future dividends, the value of future dividends. Okay, this is the concept you have to remember. That means D1 plus D2 plus D3 plus D4 plus D5, all future dividends present value is the value of equity shares. This concept you have to remember. Okay, जो इन्वेस्टर 80 पैसा इन्वेस्ट कला, सपोज P0 देखिए इन्वेस्ट कला, से तब कोई डिविडेंड किन भी D1 पाइबी प्लस P1 पाइबी, किंतु P1 ने जब से शेयर बिकी दोची, P1 ने जी पैसा इन्वेस्ट करती, सी एक्सपेक्ट करती D2 प्लस P2। So ता माने प्राइस बोली किछे नहीं, this price is always getting replaced with next year's dividend plus next year's price. This price is also getting replaced with next year's dividend and next year's price. So ultimately, we are getting a formula D1, D2, D3, D4, D1 plus D2 plus D3 plus D4 up to Dn plus Pn. So therefore, the value of equity shares is the present value of D1 plus D2 plus D3 plus D4 plus up to Dn plus Pn. This Pn will never arise. because equity shares are permanent. Equity shares ଟା ସବୁବେଳେ company ପାଖରେ company lasts forever. So এই logic ରେ ଆମେ କହୁ that value of equity shares is the present value of future dividends. এইଟାକୁ ଆମେ କହୁ dividend calculation model. So এই model को use କରିକି ଆମେ cost of equity calculation କରିବା. ओके मॉडल जदि बुझी पारलो फाइन जदि न बुझी पारलो आउ तो रेकॉर्डेड वीडियो देखि दो बुझिया चेष्टा करियो न बुझी पारले भी तमे फार्मूला यूज करके तमे कैलकुलेशन करि परिबो कॉस्ट ऑफ इक्विटी टा so on your screen I am showing you a picture which shows various methods of computation of cost of equity. If you look at here, first method is dividend valuation model. Okay, so are you able to see it? You are seeing it or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes sir, you are seeing. So you tell me what is this first model, what is talking about? Here when I'm moving the cursor, read it out. Anyone can read. What is written here? Please unmute.
Method of computing cost of equity.
Good. Then under this, how many methods are there?
There are four.
Four
Dividend valuation model,
Yes.
earning price approach,
Yes.
result approach, CAPM approach.
Yes. So first, if you see dividend valuation model, you can see there are two models. One is no growth model. Here assumption is that dividend is constant. It is not growing. So there is a formula. So D1 by P0, I will explain you in next class. Then is growth model. Here we are expecting the dividend is growing. There is a different formula. We will be seeing it. Step of growth is another situation, which is not there in the syllabus. So we are not going to cover it, but just have some idea. So this is one method. Then earning price method, you see another formula is there to compute cost of equity. Realized yield approach is another formula to compute cost of equity. Then CAPM stands for capital asset pricing model. This model is also giving a formula by using which we will be able to compute cost of equity. So these are various methods or various approaches of computation of cost of equity. Okay, so got some idea. Okay, so jahabu koili je summarize karbi aji. Ame gote dividend the capitalization model dekhibo. Same model kochi. The equity share of price will be determined by future dividend. So dividend is input. Future jete dividend value tar present value jodi calculate kariya set of share of price. Set of model concept which we are saying that how to compute cost of equity. So विभिन्न मॉडल और विभिन्न अप्रोच देखेली सब मॉडल फॉर्मूला मोस्ट इंपोर्टेंट मॉडल हम सिलेबस पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू जे देखियो हमर हला डिविडेंड कैपिटलाइजेशन मॉडल आ गोटे मॉडल भी अछि कैपिटल एसेट प्राइसिंग दीटा का मॉडल ला डाटा देले हमें डिविडेंड नै कि आ किछि डाटा नै कि हमें कोन करबा कॉस्ट ऑफ इक्विटी कैलकुलेट करबा ओके विल स्टॉप हियर टुडे नेक्स्ट क्लास वी विल लर्निंग अबाउट दिस okay friends, thank you very much. I'll be sending you all your notes today.